Howdy, Beeflowbart here, and just gonna be a little short video messing around with, okay, ignore first off this over here. These are my early attempts to try to figure out how to get matinees to work. As you can see, I've got a little hovering matinee actor indicator. But I've created, actually 3 here. This was my first test, just to see if I could get the thing to actually work. And this was the second one, just see if you can actually run, instead of a static mesh, a skeletal mesh, and added in a little platform, a chair, and a person sitting down in the chair. And you'll see in just a second that it does work. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to have a train. The train car comes into the station, it'll pause for a short amount of time, and then it'll exit the station. Then after a short amount of time, it'll actually reset itself, and then it'll start all over again. Now I've got a couple text notifiers, and I'll show you in just a minute what it is. But let's go ahead and let it play, and you can actually see firsthand. This is on a test project, so I don't have any first-person view set up. So you see the train comes in the station. Oh, awesome. You can walk over, get on the car, walk around, everything's great. Now, currently, whenever it does depart the station, you can't go with it. You can't go through a solid wall. So what I'll end up doing in the future is right there, right where the player would normally be crushing into the wall, we'll have a box collision, and at that point it'll actually teleport the player to a new location. See the text notifier saying the train is coming. You don't have to have that. You could actually put a sound there if you wanted to, or whatever. But like I said, this was just a quick test to get a very simple system for train coming in. Now, I just quickly threw that train together. It's just a train car. It was thrown together out of cubes that were resized and wall sections that were placed in, and just some temporary textures put on. So it was just a quick slap together. But as you see, it does work, as does these guys. Come over here and hop on and ride with this. And you can ride on this one as well. And with the collision of these, of course it's going to act weird now for some reason. Now if you're standing in the way, you can have it set to where it'll stop, but I didn't. So that actually would be kind of cool if you wanted to have a block that just slides back and forth and knocks a player off. That's something to think about for other things. But my whole objective here was the train station. And next I'll actually come using, I don't know, real scene components. But I do have one train locomotive that I have downloaded, and it is absolutely just horrible. It's way too many polygons, so it takes 45 minutes sometimes to actually get it to load in once you try to import it. And then when you do import it, it's about the size of a Matchbox car, and you've got to actually resize it over 200% or 200 times on scale just to get it up to normal scale. I think the scale that I was running was 250, and with that, it just didn't look right. Once you did a build on lighting, the lighting on it was absolutely horrible, and it didn't have a texture with it, so I threw on a gradient texture, and it looked halfway decent, but it just wasn't worth the hardship to actually put it in. So I'll actually be looking for an actual train cars. So when you come in, and then I'll actually set up I need it to be a skeletal mesh, so whenever you get in, you actually sit in the seat. And then set up a collision events and so forth. But like I said, this was just a good start to getting going. And quickly run through the blueprint, open level blueprint. And this is where you put all the stuff in. Now, I just got to run through a sequencer. That's for the other 2 characters. If you want to return and go back and forth, essentially play, delay, reverse, delay, and just have it set up that way. But that's not what I'm doing. What I wanted to do was, this is my little print text to say, hey, train's coming. You don't need that. I put in there because I wanted it. But as long as you've got your matinee actor selected, when you go to type in play, you can just type in play and hit enter, and there it is. And you already have that selected. From that point, I'd recommend running a delay, and you just type in delay, hit enter, and then put in a delay for the amount of time of the animation of the matinee, which for my situation is 20 seconds. At that point, you can say whatever you want, if you want to put in a text notifier or whatever, but I like to run in and it didn't work on that one. So we'll just do, without running a connecting node, stop and then hit enter, and there you have it. It picked it up automatically, and then just manually link the two together. Delay, and we'll put in another 20-second delay. This can be whatever length of time you want at this point before you want it to actually play the thing again. And then set position. You can tap it out all the way, or you can go ahead and click it there. It automatically pulls up a reference to Matinee Actor 2, which is my actor for this particular one. All you'd have to do is then connect that, and to get it to go again, you just loop it back to play, and it will keep cycling through itself. And it's just as simple as that. If you don't know how to create a matinee, then that's a subject for another video. But this is actually going to be how you set it up in the blueprint to get it to actually work. So I hope that helps. I know it helped me, because I spent quite a bit of time actually trying to figure this out. But now it's time to try to implement it in a more practical manner on one of my test maps for my game. And if it works out good, then we'll go from there. Alright, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.